Ahoy! Tony Milazzo, you are live and on board from Marina Del Rey Harbor. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for your tweets. Remember, it is hashtag Tony Milazzo Live. We want your comments. We want your blogs. Thanks everybody for doing so. Today's guest is Adelson Fitzgerald Holder.
The first.
The first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Magnificent name.
That's right. And this is a very funny guy, writer, has a lot of videos, a lot of different things going on that we're going to talk about. But first, I'd just like to say that usually when I have guests, they've either submitted or it's somebody I know in the entertainment industry doing something special and talented. But this time, there was somebody who's on this show, Tamara Henry, from Fox News, Red Carpet, ETV,
Yeah.
and she contacted me and was like, do you know Adelson Fitzgerald Holder, the first? You got to have this guy on your show. He's got a lot going on, and here he is. And he does have a lot going on.
Yes. Thank you. First, I'd like to say my name is Adelson Fitzgerald Holder the First. My mom named me after the first king of England who ruled in 927 BC to 939. Right?
Wow.
He was a Anglo-Saxon vigilante. He was the first king of England. So I figure there's a historical connotation behind the name, so I should get that out there.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Royalty on the show.
Yeah, ironically, right, a comedian. My mom had high expectations, so I, contradicted her expectations.
A king's name and pushed into comedy?
Yes, a comedian on the streets of LA.
Well, thanks for coming out to Marina Del Rey Harbor.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I'm more than excited to be here. I've never been on a boat doing a radio show, so thank you.
Great. Yeah, not too many people who have radio shows on boats. Probably for obvious reasons.
No one. You are quite a peculiar phenomenon, to be honest.
Thank you. Peculiar is a good word for me.
Yes, in a good way, in a positive way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll take it any way I can get it.
Yeah. Peculiar can be interpreted both negative and positive. I mean this in a good way.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Well,
sometimes if I tell people, I don't say live and on board, or I don't mention it's on a boat, especially if I know they're afraid of boats. Mm-hmm. But you have some guts. You came out here to the water, didn't know what to expect, and here we are.
Yeah, I was quite nervous, to be honest. Very nervous because of ocean and that sort of stuff, a boat, This is an unorthodox experience.
Oh, good. I like that. That's how we operate around here. That's how we roll.
Yes, sir.
So, have you been on boats before? Are you a boating guy? Or?
Yeah. A lot of times I like to go out into the ocean and sprinkle weed in the water and watch the tide get high. That's my first killer joke.
I've never heard that before. I like it.
Yeah, I wrote that joke.
Okay,
yeah.
Do I have to footnote you if I use that now?
No, not at all.
Good stuff. So, if we went sailing, like the next show, like right now we're just bobbing around, and we're over here in the harbor, but would you go out there? Have you ever sailed before?
No, I'm not going out into the ocean, period.
Okay.
No.
I'm
not going to the ocean, I'm not going to skydive, I'm not going to bungee jump. That is not how I achieve my rush of adrenaline.
Wow.
It does not intrigue me.
You put it there with jumping out of airplanes and parachuting.
Of course.
Sailing.
That's the equivalent of going on, what's it called, those things, the amusement park?
Rides or...
Right, people get on these things because they experience the displeasure, pleasure. It's like an equilibrium.
Of almost being killed but not, or something.
Yeah, you experience two opposite... this reminds me of all these bungee jumping, skydiving, these boat rides. Not, probably... when you have all these crazy events. It reminds me of Newton's third law of motion. Every force is contingent on an equal reactive force. Right? So you're on this merry-go-round. What's it called? The circle amusement park. What's the name of it?
Carousel.
Right. So people experience pleasure and displeasure. It's two contrasting experiences at the same time, creating an equilibrium. Right? That is a rush of adrenaline. It releases serotonin, dopamine. That's how people get their rush. That's not how I get mine.
Adelson, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room.
That's an intriguing philosophical ideology. But my rush of adrenaline is the enigma of humor, demystifying that, being intrigued by humor. That's my That's my adrenaline.
All right, and that's why we're here, huh?
That's why we're here.
We're here. That's why all of us are here.
Yes, yes.
For humor and parody. We were talking about parody and satire, right?
Yeah.
Let's start there because you have many viral videos. I've worked on a few videos hoping to go viral stuff, but your stuff is just all millions of hits.
Yeah, remember we're dealing with, relative with respect to time. In 2006, during the inception or the debut of YouTube, I jumped on the bandwagon. So I was able to capitalize on a medium, when it wasn't pervasively known to the sensationalistic masses. So in that particular era, 400 comment was the most commented video of the day. Right, 1,000 views was the most viewed video of the day. You had a girl called Brooker. I mean, I could call a preceding list of performers who came long before Lonely Girl 15. Right, so
so you know all the ones that were out there and doing it.
Yeah, I was in the era where individuals use auto reload, right, to gain 4 or 5 million views, and YouTube allowed it. So by the time Google did the acquisition, right, it was overvalued when it was really undervalued. They paid almost 1-point-something billion. Remember the acquisition in 2006? Right. This was overvalued.
Because of the auto.
Overvalue a proposition because YouTube allowed users. I hope I don't get sued for this. Allowed auto reload. So a video that had 60,000 views, which was a viral sensation. Ironically, compared to today, you have 60 million. That was a viral then. But it was probably 10,000 views.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're having 5 million with no auto reload.
Right, and you remember
that's intense.
Yeah, you remember video with high comments would make it to the main page. This was long before tons of these major networks, Social and all these advertisers that have promulgated the website. No, but before that, it was a user-base driven website. The whole dynamics has changed now. It's a huge major corporation, and they just push the users on the side, the idiom, use, abuse, and refuse.
Yeah, exactly. Push them to the curb unless they have something new and good that comes out.
Yeah,
Then we'll use them again.
Yeah.
So what are some of your more popular? Name some of the viral videos. I know the man boobs one. Man boobs. I remember that one.
Big girls don't cry. Fat people are greedy. Most of my visual humor, if you exclude all the outdoor performances, are all contingent on satire. Because, primarily there's like 3 forms of satire. You have Horatian, which is a mild form. I wouldn't go into details to explain, each specific satire. And then you have Minipian and you have Juvenilian. And Juvenilian is a satire that I find the most intriguing because what it does is it's contingent on like 3 attributes: political commentary, exploitation of social taboo, and cultural folly. So it's in that sphere of humor I get to exploit idiosyncrasies in society's idea. So when I make a video and say fat people are greedy, well, come on, it's a visual irony, right? I'm 375 pounds. So it's visually obvious that it's a situational irony in the satire. So it kills the satire.
Right.
But people don't understand satire is not pervasively understood by the masses. So those are the videos that go viral. The prank now and the spontaneity and the element of surprise is a whole different dynamics. But if you look at my videos,
do they go viral?
Yeah, because pranks, those now are not so much satire. This is now,
because pranks have been around so long, and candid camera and all that stuff. I would think that the other stuff would be way more popular now. Right?
Well, I was told that I was actually one of the archetypes, for going out there and doing YouTube pranks, because in late 2005, I had a video called I Am Outside. So I used to have these episodes where I'll go outside and do all these pranks. Mr. Pregnant. By the way, Mr. Pregnant is my...
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, Mr. Pregnant.
Oh, the name?
Yeah.
Mr. Pregnant is a metaphor for full of it. Irony again, I'm using a metaphor to explain. A metaphor. I never really give an answer. It means I'm full of it. So, however you define...
Like full of it? Like full of crap?
Well,
no.
Right.
Full of it?
Well, that's the beauty of the word full of it.
It can mean a lot of things.
Because of the vagueness of it.
Right.
I leave it up
to
the interpreter to interpret it how they choose.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like that. I leave that ambiguity there.
Yeah. I like you. You're a smart comedy guy.
Oh, I am? Thank you. Please lower your expectations.
He's a smart comedy guy. He knows what he's doing, this guy. Have that many viral videos, get VH1 attention.
Yeah. MTV.
Tosh. MTV. G4.
G4. No. I've been on G4 twice. If you go to my website, mrpregnant.com, all my I have like a conglomeration of all things I've done.
Yeah, people usually even bring things up while they're on the air. So
yeah,
where can they bring you up right now if they want to?
If you go to mrpregnant.com, MR no space no slash MR abbreviated pregnant as having a baby.com, you'll see all my work, at least 65%. What I don't have on my YouTube, my apology, my website is like things I lecture and talk about. But other than that, you'll see all my work.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And what I know you've achieved a lot. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Things nobody else has been able to do. You hope for one viral video, multiple virals. You're acclaimed. You're on all these shows. Everybody recognizes what you do. Very creative, very talented. What is next for you? I mean, it's kind of hard to achieve more than 5 million hits per viral. What's next for you? What do you
within the context of humor? Yeah. Which humor. To make sense of humor, comedy is intriguing because I feel like comedy is an idea or a concept, but I feel like it's not, because you could be a construction worker, a prostitute. Comedy is the only field in the world. What intrigues me about humor is because comedy is the only field in the world where you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
No other fields encapsulate that concept.
Right.
Because what's it called? What's the name of them? If a surgeon is doing an operation, he can't give a joke.
Oh, right,
he can't.
Yeah, that's not the time or the place.
Right, and
usually,
if he does, it might be conducive to a lawsuit if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Right, but you could go on stage as a musician, as a singer.
You might remove your funny bone by accident.
Of course. Right. You could go as a prostitute. You could become whatever you want. And what intrigues me about humor is can I make an analogy?
Sure.
And I always make reference to humor with physics, especially the atom. When you look at can I explain it? Or?
Yeah, you're a very intellectual, creative guy, which is rare in this business, by the way.
Yeah. The more I try to demystify the enigma of humor, the more it becomes puzzling because I can't make sense of it. I could evoke humor, I could make people laugh, but I can't understand it. In the sense that when you look at an atom, you have on a subatomic level, you have you have the proton, you have the neuron, and they latch it on together, creating a nucleus. What holds them together is an electromagnetic force, right?
Yeah.
Then you have spiraling miles away is an electron, relativity size to the size of the atom. But here's what's intriguing, right? There was this physicist called Heisenberg. Heisenberg proposed this theory of uncertainty, which states that the mere observation of an electron changes its location. Niels Bohr in 1926, the Danish physicist, right? He posited the idea that a proton. He posited something called the complementarity principle, which states that a proton acts as both wave and particle, meaning that you could see it as a wave or you can see it as a particle, but you can't see it simultaneously. And this is intriguing because
So that reminds you of comedy.
Well, there's a little more I'd like to say this. It reminds me, you ever seen this ambiguous images online where you see two black faces facing each other, but between the two black faces there's an hourglass. So you could see the black faces or you can see the hourglass, but you cannot view these, they cannot be observed simultaneously. Right. And one more thing I'd like to add to it was something called quantum entanglement, which talks about the relationship between subatomic, there's a synchronicity between subatomic particles regardless of their distance, right?
Yeah.
Right. And one more thing I'd like to add is which it states that these particles transmit information, right? The velocity of information that's emitted between these particles, right, violates Einstein's special relativity, that nothing is faster than light. So to summarize this, I am saying is that when you look at an atom and you see how it's so ambiguous, unpredictable, uncertainty, right, indecisiveness, to me, it feels like that is the perfect embodiment of humor, because when I look at humor, it is that. It is that thing that the more I try to make sense of it, is the more I feel like I don't understand it. But every day I'll make people laugh.
I'm with you on that part. That part we could totally agree on.
Yeah.
That's why I love comedy. It's not something you could put your finger on. It's different every night.
Right.
Especially whether it's video, but live. Live is a whole different beast. I was going to ask you how you feel about live, because when you're doing things live, everybody feels different. Everybody came from different places. There's so many variables. What it took to get there. Who's on stage. Everybody's emotions are differently in the audience. Your emotions are different. So live is very different, huh? Too?
Live is intriguing because it's in the moment. Like you'll do a performance here and it kills, and you go to another show and the experience is in stark contrast. And I always feel like, well, now we are looking at humor from a sociological perspective, but we are so oblivious to the sociological aspect of humor.
Yeah.
When you go to another medium, we'll take into consideration your demographics. You're dealing with, minorities or 15 to 25. Maybe you're dealing with an older audience. You have to take that into consideration.
Everything.
Right. It has to do with sociology.
Yeah, in the beginning, you see all the young comics, they go out, they try different places, and they're like, oh, I'm not sure why it, and they take years, and they start to figure it out in their head, where this guy right here is just like, hey, man, it's physics. There's an atom. And
yeah.
But I'm with you. You got it figured out.
No. That's no.
But
I do not.
That's the whole thing. You can't figure it out.
I use an analogy
to
show you how much I don't understand it.
Right, but you need to know these things. I think a lot of comics and entertainers are in denial. Like, they don't exactly, well, maybe not as much now because you have all the social networking, because you know marketing and promotion now, but like, who is your target audience? Are they here at this show? What is the material you should be using? And you need to be instantaneously. You walk out there and something isn't working, you need to be changed up and know what to change to. You know?
Well, one of the biggest irony, again, I'm infatuated with irony because irony is everywhere, is that sometimes I feel like all this is irrelevant because the paradigm shift, when they discovered the Higgs boson, or that was a paradigm shift in physics, could be a guy up the street.
Hey, listen, I got like 6 years of school after high school, and I didn't do well in physics. It dragged my entire grade point average down. And so you really lose me on the physics.
Oh, I apologize.
I go backwards. I go, God, I suck in physics. What is he talking about? No, I'm not that great in physics.
Well, physics is something that doesn't. I only become interested in physics because I saw a strong correlation in physics.
Good for you.
A particular comedian.
But there is. You're right. I like your analogy.
There's a particular comedian I always use. Isaac Newton. He has 3 laws. The third law, which states every force is contingent on an equal reactive force. And there's a particular comedian, I'm not going to plug him or give him, I don't call his name, but he's so lackadaisical on stage. So lackadaisical. It's almost as if this guy appears as if he doesn't know what he's doing, and then he just, his humor is so profound. It's so hard. There's a stark contrast. And I always equate, that's why there's like an equilibrium, where he's so lazy, effortlessly.
Do you want to mention who we're talking about? Or is this somebody you're impressed with?
Should I call his name?
Yeah, sure.
Jamar Neighbor.
Okay.
Intriguing. He's intriguing to watch.
Yes.
Now, his humor doesn't interest me. This sounds...
Okay, gotcha. I understand.
This sounds contradictory because his humor itself doesn't intrigue me. But when you listen to...
His delivery.
Well... He is the perfect embodiment of... I always say there's the real comedians, and there's the ones who learn to be funny and pretend to be funny. And then there's that one individual where you just know he have it, and he is the one, he really encapsulates humor. It's genetically affiliated. It's in his DNA. He doesn't try. And even if his objective is to appear as if he's not trying, that is still worthy of some kind of merits.
Yeah, we this just came up on one of my last shows too. Because it's 2 different things. You could see it too, like you're saying. Somebody, it's just like it's there, it's in them, they're natural, they're just funny.
Of course.
And they could bring it right to the table. And there's other people that just we have to take forever putting our material together, planning our shows, and
right. But I still put everyone on the same level in terms of congratulations for choosing the most intriguing field in the world.
Oh, it is, and it's very rare. And you got to give
it
people points, whether they're just trying it, whether
Indeed.
they're doing it and not
Indeed.
doing it super well yet, or they're just gifted with it. It's all good. Comedy. What would we do without it? Healing.
Yeah.
It's healing.
Yeah.
That's why we're out here. We're out here on the water talking
about
comedy. It doesn't get better than this.
It does
know?
not.
And I have a new friend here who's very talented, Adelson Fitzgerald.
Holder the first. I'm so excited to be on your show. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So next, since everybody knows these viral videos, do you have one you're releasing soon, or one you're thinking of making really soon?
I haven't been making. I've been performing around LA, 4 or 5 open mics a night.
Oh, nice.
So I haven't been making a lot of videos because I've been focusing more on trying to.
How do you do 4 or 5 shows a night? And you could do that in New York by walking across the street to another club, but everything's so far apart.
Again, it's a law. There's really a law of probability working in your favor. There's a kind of synchronicity that has to work in your favor. Sunday night, I went to Rock Paper. Can I plug these open mics?
Sure.
I went to Rock Paper, then I went to Silver Lake, then I went to Lyric Hyperion.
What's the one in Silver Lake? Is that with Eric DeLuca?
No, I think I forgot his name. I apologize, Eric DeLuca. If it's you, I apologize.
What's the name of the place?
Silver Lake Lounge.
Okay, I'm not sure.
So it was Rock Paper, Silver Lake, Lyric Hyperion, which is within 1 kilometer proximity.
Yeah. Right near Glendale, California.
And then you have the Palace, again, close proximity, going North Hollywood.
Okay.
Off Vermont, and then you have the Comedy Store, which is at midnight. So that's 5 mics I did Sunday.
Good for you. You were at the Comedy Store?
Yeah, 11:30. Yeah.
I used to play the Comedy Store a lot.
Yeah.
Main room in the Valley.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, nice. I feel like I've spoken too much. I should let you do all the talking.
No, it's all about you, Adelson.
Yeah.
And I don't know you. This show is great because I really don't know Adelson well. Well, now I do. I feel like I know you well now.
Oh, thank you. I
feel like I know you well enough to say, I want to be in your next viral video, damn it.
Yeah.
Especially because of my look. Come on. And us together. You got to see us together. We need to get a picture of this.
We should be a team.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, it is funny together. I could jump up on your shoulder and be like Kazoo. Remember in the Flintstones?
Yeah.
Kazoo on her shoulder.
Flintstone. Meet the Flintstone.
I'm telling you, I could be Kazoo.
Yeah. But right now I write for these news sites. Like I write for the African New Yorker, which is primarily New York based. I have the freedom to write whatever I want. Then I have the Harlem Times, which is located in Upper Manhattan borough, and I'm probably one of the top writers
Nice.
And, I usually get project based, and then I have one called Newsblaze where I write international news, cover international politics, economy, stock market, that sort of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
great.
So that's what my objective kind of now is to create article virals, because I find satire article to be quite pervasive online, and the Onion was the one who created that chain tandem of satire articles online. So it's not just about making videos for me. It's about
I follow them on Twitter too.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So it's about dispersing myself in just multiple directions to see what opportunity I can grab. Not just YouTube. I'll go to open mic 5 nights a night. I don't need to, but I have to, because I need to. I'll come here. I have to.
You got
I'll
keep
lot
busy.
Yes, because I'm looking for opportunity.
Putting it out there in the universe.
Indeed. I want to be discovered. So it's not.
I want everybody to be able to find you once again. So let's go over that. I think was it MrPregnant.com?
MrPregnant.com.
Okay, and where else? Like these YouTube videos, are they on a certain channel that you have?
Yeah, the YouTube channel is same Mr. Pregnant. Yeah. If you go to my website, actually, you will get all the details. Actually, so excuse me, my apology. I burped.
Yeah, everybody needs to do that. Not burp, but everybody everybody needs to go to MrPregnant.com.
Yeah.
And look at your stuff, check it out, where he is, what he's doing, what he's up to, and all these videos. So for one guy to have that many viral videos, that's you doing something right. You're a funny guy. Everybody likes you. People are talking about you.
They are?
That's why you're on the show.
Thank you.
If it wasn't for Tamara Henry and her whole news crowd flapping away.
Tanya, I apologize. Who's Tanya Henry? Seriously, who's that?
Ooh, he didn't say that, Tamara.
I know who she is. Tanya, I know who you are.
Oh, she is just a cute blonde who is on top of her game as a producer.
She is a cute blonde? I am in Mandingo. I know who she is now.
Yeah, very beautiful news lady, blonde hair. She produces segments besides being in them, does a lot of red carpet, Night of 100 Stars. This is a woman who does Night of 100 Stars, told me I have to have Adelson on my show. Okay?
I know who you are, ma'am. I know who you are. Yeah. I know who you are.
You better. This will be a one-way boat ride, Tamara. I got him on board right now anyway.
Yeah. Can I plug something else in?
Sure, plug something in before we go.
Oh, it's half an hour already? Wow, that was quick.
That was a quick 30 minutes. It's almost 30 minutes.
Yeah, so this is so awkward.
What's awkward?
Because I'm used to saying stuff naturally, Now I'm in this predicament where I have the opportunity and I feel awkward.
Why do you feel awkward? Plug your stuff. What are you doing? What do you want to talk about? Just say it. Spit it out.
So go to my site, guys. If you go to my site, you see I have the sites I write for. I run 2 personal blogs, and I cover a variety of subjects. In things in language, linguistics, semantics, phonology, figurative devices, and all these things that encapsulate humor. So you could go take a look at it. But remember, it's all irrelevant. You could be funny with all these things. Just understand that. So it's an asset, but it's not. Right. It's not compulsory.
We talked about satire. I love, if you can't poke fun at everything that's going on in the world and in our lives and in this whole dysfunctional mess we're in, then what are we doing? How serious? We can't take all of this so seriously.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this, Tony. I always notice that wherever there's a good joke, there's an irony. I heard a guy say, so the fire department was on fire, and he called 911, and 911 called them back. That's a situational irony. Right. So wherever you find a good joke, you're going to find irony in there.
Exactly.
It's really inevitable. There's no denying. Irony is always in real, juicy humor.
Yeah. And it looks like we're coming full circle with comedy. Do you remember the comedy that first started television and all the people who broke TV out, Milton Berle and all the greats?
Yeah.
And I find we got away from all that, and I felt like we're just cursing and dirty stuff, and I feel like we're coming full circle now because a lot of the entertainers and performers and people that I'm seeing, it's back to the satire and the parodies and the strong comedy, and it's about the joke and the person and the personality.
Yeah.
We got lost for a while there in comedy, I feel.
Yeah. Well, if you look,
coming back.
If you look at every field, you'll see within due process, every decade. Decade is how much? 10 years, right? I forgot. 10 years? Every 2 decades, every 20 years, you see this in pop music. It's in every genre, every field, there's a paradigm shift. Every 20 years, there's a paradigm shift. And I feel like at some given point, comedy is due for a paradigm shift where someone will say to me, it's all about setup, it's all about delivery, it's all about punchline, you can't wear shorts. And I say, well, you know what? At some given point, there will be a paradigm shift, and the field of humor will take on a whole new connotation, a whole new direction. And all these ideas that you're regurgitating from your past predecessors will just be irrelevant, and it will be this now. Its humor will become this. And what this is
well, I've been waiting for a shift for a long time.
Yeah. Whatever that shift is, I am interested. I am intrigued by that. It's a shift where everything changes. It becomes this now. It's no longer apple. It's oranges.
Yeah, or tangerines.
Or tangerines.
Or a melon like me, melon head.
Yeah, or bananas. You're a melon head?
Yeah. So
melon is sweet, so you have a sweet head.
I'm a sweet guy. I'm a sweet guy. I just play all those tough guy roles. So it's been fun hanging out with you, Adelson. Let's do this again, huh?
Yes, sir.
And you know what? I'll invite Tamara Henry back next time we're here.
Really?
And the 3 of us will do
it. Yes! I eagerly await.
Yes, please, Tamara. Don't be upset with him just because he didn't remember who you were for a second. So
I was just a joke. I had
to say you were a beautiful blonde, and then it clicked in.
I know who that is. I know every beautiful blonde.
Yes.
Because there's only that few in my mind. Tamara.
Lovely ladies, boating, comedy. What else is there, ladies?
I'm waiting for you in this boat, baby. Mandingo Power is waiting for you. We are going to go and have a romantic moment in the ocean. It is just going to be me and you.
Okay, the show's totally changing now, Adelson.
Wow.
Thank you for being on, brother.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Good show. Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for tuning in to Live and On Board with Tony Milazzo. Until next time, ahoy, and I'll leave you with rest in peace, Robin Williams, my mentor.